Pooping it up.
I was wondering who's gonna say the first word.
It's a game
What's
of
up, everybody?
chicken.
Song reminds me of a relationship I never had, or something. Nostalgia that doesn't exist.
Steadyfast acoustic tour coming soon.
I would like to do that.
Hey, Michael. Fucking bitches, am I right?
What?
So
Doing what?
These fucking bitches, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it is.
These fucking. Why? What?
I'm ready to get banned tonight.
You know, professional gaslighter. You know.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, bro. Why?
Yeah,
Why we only have 5 years?
they'll come.
No, I'm kind of mad right now.
Come
All right.
On my chest.
as you are.
Who wouldn't want to join with a hit title like this?
But
Did we actually roll
why
with
is
the
that the
title?
fucking name of the show?
Yeah, I read that. And I was like, what's going
Oh
on?
fuck!
I told you
just-
we're getting banned tonight.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Let's go.
This is secret. This is Jacan's secret clickbait title. So when it's put on the YouTube tomorrow, everybody's looking up Dwyer life suicide.
Don't look up that or Vietnamese currency.
And they'll fucking see SPOOPCAST. When did you write that? For the name of this?
Recording.
Oh,
I thought this was last minute.
Well, apparently you can put suicide on Twitch. We have now learned.
oh
Where'd you read
boy.
that?
We've definitely said the word suicide on Twitch.
Sure, you could say it. Why not?
That's true.
I think it depends on the context.
That one NBA player just said like racial slurs. So apparently you can say whatever on Twitch.
He surely did. I thought you honestly, for a split second, I thought you were gonna say it.
You thought I was just gonna go for it? Like, oh, in context, so I'm gonna be one of those guys.
Yeah.
If I use the word in yeah. Oh god.
Me using it in private and calling my girlfriend that it's completely fine, and I stand by and defend that.
I'm a comedian, so I can use the if you're funny, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta
funny.
be funny.
You better be hilarious. You better transcend George Carlin.
Louis C.K. used it pretty well.
God.
Louis C.K.'s bits with it are honestly funny.
You can you can watch some of his bits, and to this day they're still pretty funny.
No, yeah, he's a funny guy. I like fucked up, dude. He decided to jack off in front of some girls.
Michael, you've been there.
Who's Louis C.K.?
What?
You know who he is.
You know fuck. Oh my voice cracked. You're fucking lying.
How do you spell Louis? Louis C.K.
Yeah.
An American comedian.
He was still good in that fucking movie that the
Trumbo
yeah, Dalton Trumbo.
plays like a socialist writer.
He writes a fucking whole story about the season the music production and like communism or something. Yeah. Funny.
He's an American stand-up comedian, writer, actor, and filmmaker.
Yep. Kind of like me.
He just like me for real.
Think about it, Michael. Our careers started with films.
Asian survival.
Yep, it did.
One from the history books for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I used to.
And videos.
Me and Jose used to be professional COD YouTubers.
Used to be.
We switched to CS:GO.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, me and Jose, we ran the most successful PS3 COD sniping team. Flare. Flare clan.
How do you spell it? Flare?
Yeah, like normal. Just yeah.
Oh, okay.
Flare
I thought maybe
clan.
it was with an I, like you guys were.
It wasn't our team. We joined, or he joined as a sniper, and I never got in because Jose was better than me. I didn't get in as a sniper. I got in as a designer for like GFX, and then I switched to editing and fucking Yeah. No, Jose's fucking better than me.
Now,
dude.
who's the better player now? Who's the better player
It's
now?
definitely.
Me.
Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
It is I.
It's me.
Michael.
I'm only the best right now because you guys haven't gotten your swag back. Once you guys get it back to where you
Michael's only
were,
the
I'm gonna
best
be.
because we set him up too. I don't want to fucking hear it.
Once I'm able to transition back to my IGL role, you guys will transcend.
Tramp
The second
stamp?
Michael gets poached to a better team, he's just gonna fall apart. They're not gonna give him the same roles we give him.
Exactly. We set Michael up for greatness.
That's true.
Oh, they play the spots I know.
We
Yeah,
put you
that's-
in those spots.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you guys play the spots you know too.
Me and
So we
Jose,
know all the spots.
me and
No,
Jose's B on
we all
Inferno
play
is
the
so
same
cracked.
spots.
Is it though? We've been so shit.
I don't want to be toxic, but they've been blowing us out on A. Like I'm saying this on stream, we're about to cause inter-team
On Inferno,
turmoil.
on Inferno.
On Inferno, yeah, they're busting open A.
The real issue is if we end up losing Arch and we get wrapped.
Yeah,
And it's like, because you don't always want to call forward because then, yeah, if you get killed as the lone one guy, we're fucked. Like, there's no way to come back.
I don't know, like, I guess we gotta try retaking bracket every once. Like, give it up, play passive, and then retake with some nades.
Yeah. Or just learn to, like, yeah, like if we have one guy there, like to try to, like, retake apps or something.
Mhm.
Or, yeah. CSGO pod now?
CS:GO pod.
All right, this is a CS:GO pod where I'm talking shit with. This is the gamer Refresh, the player Refresh with me here.
So recently,
Michael look
Cloud9 won the major.
Michael looks like Shocks, dude. Or he does kind of look like Shocks.
It's a me, Michael Reyes.
What does Shocks look like? Shocks.
Kind
He
of.
looks like Twist. That's what we were
Like
talking about recently.
CS:GO.
Twist.
You look like
That's-
Scream, right?
Scream.
I guess I have the face of Shocks, kinda.
Ethan. Montu. He's Montu.
He does kind of look like Monty.
Twitch.
We're just thinking of like
Twists.
somewhat decent looking white professional gamers, and that's
It's Michael.
Elish,
A leash, little baby blonde boy.
Shrunken head.
I don't know.
What do you think, Michael?
What? What am I thinking?
I don't know. What are you thinking?
You tell me, motherfucker.
I'm just looking at a liege.
Oh. Do you not know what he looked like? Or you just
No,
forget?
I know what he looks like. It's just I thought this photo was funny. It's in our chat, staff chat.
And our what? Our Snapchat?
Our staff chat on Discord.
That's actually a decent one of him. He looks very white though. There.
Yeah, he does look super. Jesus Christ, he's like a ghost.
So how's everyone's week been?
It's been okay.
Yeah.
It's been
How's my week been? Not
well,
eventful.
I got the COVID vaccine. That started
Tell us about
off,
your experience.
so I pulled up I went to the fairgrounds in Ventura, and so I walk in. Some guy says, "You here for the first or second shot?" And then I tell him, and then I get in line, show my ID and my like little like note from work saying that I am eligible for the vaccine or whatever. And then I sit down with the lady, and I see like syringes on the table. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm assuming this is where I get the shot. And then so I sit down, and so I take off my jacket, and then she's just talking to me, asking me questions. And so I lift up my arm, and like without even saying like, okay, you ready for the shot now? She was just, and I was
Trying
like,
to get that shit done.
I was like, okay, like what if I said no? Like I didn't. What if I changed my mind? Like I didn't want it. But no, yeah.
No.
And so after you get the shot, they have to watch you for 15 minutes.
Yeah, so have you guys ever, or do you know anybody, or have you guys had any reaction to the flu shot?
I've had like you're not supposed to really feel it till like the second shot, but like what I felt so far, besides just my arm being sore, and that's with
No,
every
I'm
shot.
talking about the flu shot. Have you
Oh,
guys
the
have any
flu shot.
have you had any reactions to the flu shot? Have you ever gotten your flu shot and had a reaction, like a bad
I don't-
reaction, or like
I don't remember.
maybe what are they called? Not scabs, fucking the red things that pop up on your
Some
skin.
kind of rash or something.
Sometimes, yeah, like a rash or something.
No, I've never had anything like
Have
that.
you ever known anybody?
Nah.
I think prior to like this vaccine stuff, the last time I got any kind of shots was like for going into high school, basically.
Yeah, like the ones you need to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard
Or like my tetanus
because
shot.
my grandma went to go get her vaccine, and first she had to consult her doctor, and then they told her, they said, have you ever had any reactions to the flu shot? Like, have you ever had any rashes or anything? Because if you have, we can't give this to you, because one, she's old, and if you're prone to a reaction with the flu shot, when you get the COVID-19 vaccine, you are at risk of having an even bigger reaction that may kill you, possibly.
Yeah, because there's like things that go in the vaccine that make it a vaccine or whatever, and like people can be like allergic to like those things.
Right. Yeah. So they if you've ever had a reaction to the flu vaccination, they tell you to like you can't get the
Right.
the COVID-19 shot because they're scared that you might die.
Or like they can't recommend it. I think like on your own
Yeah.
free will, I think you can go get it or whatever.
Right, precautionary.
But they're like, hey, listen, dude.
So you're saying when you got it after though, like they made you sit and wait 15 minutes?
Yeah,
make
so
sure
like
all good and stuff?
to I guess to make sure like for that maybe, but like they're like, oh,
Like,
just
yeah,
and
maybe
they're
better
saying like if you have side effects within 15 minutes, raise your hand and talk to us.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because so I was like, so that sketched me out because I was like, oh, dude, like
Yeah,
Also
my grandma.
reassuring too, though.
But, like it's just like and like you see a bunch of people sitting in a room all 6 feet apart or whatever, and you just have to sit there for 15 minutes. It's just like it's just like nerve wracking. Like I
My
get
grandma
anxiety.
was nervous too. She told me the exact same experience. Like she had to sit down for like 20 minutes, just
If you're
being supervised, and every like couple minutes they're asking, you okay? You okay? You okay? That sounds super scary. Like, you good? You good? like
like
imagine that.
if you're older or like whatever, like I think some people had to do like 30-minute like wait like watch periods. But yeah, it was just it was an interesting experience. Go get your vaccine if you can.
Of course.
Yeah, but like like side effects wise, I would like besides just the arm soreness, like the first day, oh fucking god, like anything past like nipple height, I just hurt. It was so hard to like lift stuff. My shit was killing me.
So brutal for people that gotta go.
I went to work
work
the same day.
stuff. Yeah, exactly.
And then and like later in the day, like I would get like super short bouts of like lightheadedness, like less than a minute maybe, but still like just But yeah, other than that, I've been and I'm like fatigued, like I was super tired the same day. But other than that, it's been cool. But yeah, apparently like the second shot's when like you can get like just straight up like bedridden sick.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's a good thing. It means it's working.
Yeah, the arm thing seems to be common through everybody that gets that shot.
I mean, that's like just like any like shot like that's gonna leave your arm sore,
Well, I mean, like this one, the COVID-19 one especially, just is really hurts. I've gotten shots before. I've had blood taken out of me, and
like when I got my tetanus shot, I don't remember being
stuff.
this bad. But the tetanus shot or whatever, that was a big like needle or whatever. That was like a big shot.
It's because they got the Bill Gates microchip.
Oh yeah, they gotta fit the microchip in my arm. It's melding to my skin right now.
It hurts because it's becoming part of your DNA. No.
Yeah, we're getting taken out for fucking COVID conspiracies.
This is false misinformation on the internet.
This information could have been gotten by hacking or whatever.
God. Well, shit. Should we start or?
Yeah, I guess we should start.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Fuck you guys.
This is the Spoop Podcast. Jacan's a stupid white bitch. Yeah, let's get into the show.
Yeah. I guess I'll kick it off. I'll be kind of short, and then we'll move to the next thing. We can talk about it. This is a popular resistance article, but something we talked about was just, whenever we have to talk about Lula, it feels like we have to talk about this, outlier misnomer thing. We're like, oh yeah, but also there's all these bullshit allegations of corruption where they arrested him and had him imprisoned, and we know all about that. He was, one of the world's most important political prisoners. Because of that, he was freed because those charges were fucking bogus, and now it's been proved that those charges were an outright hit. Yeah, we've covered other stuff where like there's pretty much direct correspondence between the CIA/FBI and those working the Lava Jato case in Brazil. And what that effectively means is like, yeah, I mean, nothing new. Like our intelligence agencies fucking overthrew a working class socialist president to elect a fascist, Jair Bolsonaro. So yeah, I'll read a little bit because it's interesting, and it's so cool because we see the revival of all this leftist politics in Latin America, and one of the largest areas, Brazil, has not taken that turn so much as these other countries. So this is a huge win. It says Lava Jato dies, Lula is reborn. It's from Brian Muir. He does the Brazil Wire stuff. He's a good resource. It says behind the Supreme Court ruling. On March 8th, Brazilian Supreme Court Minister Edson Fachin, he dismissed all Lava Jato related cases against former President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. The ruling came as a surprise to some, since Fachin has been accused of pro-Lava Jato bias in past rulings and leaked Telegram messages. Published by The Intercept in 2019, shows Task Force Chief Dalton Dallagnol talking about a 45-minute meeting with the Supreme Court minister shouting with glee and bragging to fellow prosecutors, Fachin is ours. After last month's Supreme Court ruling that all 6 terabytes of Telegram conversations obtained by hacker Walter Delgatti in the so-called Operations Spoofing, were admissible as evidence in the triplex apartment case against Lula. Something had to be done to stop the bleeding. As Delgatti said in a recent interview, Dalton Dallagnol never erased any of his chats. For 5 years, he had been sharing audio messages from Sergio Moro and other important political figures with fellow prosecutors, and Delgatti recorded all of them. Furthermore, as earth-shattering as the Intercept revelations were, Delgatti had only shared 57 gigabytes of information with them, and he says they refused an offer for more and only released a small portion of what he had shared. As soon as the defense lawyers began filing for new motions of dismissal along with press releases containing relevant sections of newly revealed Telegram conversations, continuing the cases against Lula became politically unsustainable. Lula's defense team filed its first motion of dismissal for illegal collaboration with U.S. government authorities in February 2018, months before The Intercept began publishing excerpts from the Telegram leaks. It was based on a July 2019 speech by U.S. Assistant Attorney General Kenneth Blanco, bragging about how informal communications with Lava Jato officials helped streamline the investigation against Lula. Informal communications between public prosecutors and foreign government officials violates Brazil's sovereignty laws and a bunch of other fucking international laws, of course. Its second motion for dismissal based on illegal collaboration with U.S. officials was filed the week after the Supreme Court ruled on the admissibility of Delgatti's hacked Telegram conversations. One of the justifications was a comment made on the day of Lula's imprisonment by Lava Jato Task Force Chief Dalton Dallagnol that it was a, quote, gift from the CIA. So, yeah, it's pretty much... We've talked about this in the past, nothing new. This is expected. This is the history of the U.S. in Latin America and the history of us killing them in order to steal their natural resources. We knew, one of the inspirations for our show was the Michael Brooks show, and one of his big, things was solidarity with Brazil and with the unjust imprisonment of Lula. And so I think we were pretty early on, this point.
And also, before you can, the Michael Brooks show has a really good interview, or Michael got a chance to interview Lula. It's like a really good 2-part interview. I'd go check it out.
Yeah, it's super powerful interview, and he says
You're
some
talking to me for
very
a second.
profound stuff. Yeah,
Michael
you're
got a
our
chance.
Michael Brooks.
So I'm like, huh? I got a chance to do what now?
But yeah, that was pretty much all I had to read from that one.
And what's it called? He'll be eligible to run again if he wants to.
Yeah, that's the whole. Not only does it just show that there's still like direct collaboration between the U.S. government and the Brazilian government to persecute Lula da Silva, but also now this frees up the left to actually take some kind of political power in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that's going to come from working class movements up. And Lula da Silva is just a guy, but him winning is part of like a larger movement in solidarity to say stand against U.S. imperialism. Like, hey, we're not going to stand for your coup meddling and shit. Like, this is the guy we voted in, so that's what we want.
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So, fucking over Latin America. Let's move to the next thing. Do you actually want to intro this one, Ian Brown?
Yeah. So this is from Donziger. Steven Donziger. We've talked about him a couple times on the show before. He basically won a super important environmental case against Chevron, and then for no reason was arrested, and he's now under wrongful detention. He spent over a year and a half on house arrest. And it's disgusting, and literally for no reason, for literally just exposing the wrongdoings of multi-billion-dollar oil Chevron. And then so the tweet reads here, if you want to put up on screen. Breaking. After big victory over Chevron last week, appeals court will now hear argument tomorrow on whether I can be released from house arrest. Please bear witness by clicking this link at 10 a.m. Eastern time on the 10th, which is tomorrow or today.
It's today, so it was this morning, and I didn't get to watch it, but I watched I saw some of the tweets of people basically reacting to the case. And like you said, it's 582 days of wrongful detention just because, all the reason, I guess, because he fought multi-billion-dollar corporation Chevron, trillion-dollar corporation Chevron Oil. And basically what happened with the case today, from what I saw, is that this group, and if we can pull up their Twitter here, maybe people can harass them, that'd be cool. They're called Seward Kissel LLP, and I heard another interview where he kind of talked about their history, but their main argument against that they used in court today was that they're going to argue he was going to flee for some reason, which there's no logic behind. He has nothing to flee from. Obviously, the only reason he would flee is because, he's been horribly persecuted and trapped in his apartment for 500 some days for fighting this corporation. So maybe he does want to flee, but if anything, these should be the fuckers that should want to flee because they did everything wrong. And Seward and Kissel, just some like background on them, they have people on their board of executives for their firm are also on the board of executives for Chevron. So, I mean, come on.
Shit.
So the Chevron straight up using, a firm that is straight up on behalf of the U.S. government going after this guy because he's helped, people in Ecuador not get oil dumped in their fucking, water. That's it. No, that was his crime.
Yeah, just exposing, like I said, the wrongdoings of a huge corporation is just enough to go to jail now.
Yeah,
or be on house arrest rather, but
well, we're familiar with the U.S. government's approach to whistleblowers, to people that fight power, expose the truth. We've talked about Julian Assange quite often. Donziger is like a new case that I think Well, he's not a new case. Obviously, it's been happening a long time, but it's someone we've been talking about a lot recently since this case has
And
been up.
it's relatively like new in like how much media attention it's been getting from
Yeah,
like independent sources.
just how ridiculous it is too.
Yeah.
Like in the case of Assange, like they're just absolutely persecuting someone that is in the right in almost every way, shape, and form. And yeah, just to make it poignant again, like it's not for no reason. It's because they fought corporate power, right? So yeah, we have to just amplify the story too. You're right. Like it has blown up recently, and that maybe is a good thing too. That people are hearing this story for the first time.
Absolutely.
Maybe. So do we want to move to the next thing?
Yeah.
Especially if you think how much like Chevron has spent on like all that PR and stuff to try to have favorable views in the public.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. So we have to build the counter narrative by amplifying the crimes they do like this. I'll just kind of we'll open this to a talk so that maybe everyone can kind of riff here. Let's open that NBC one first. And I'll just read the quote here, and then we'll move to the Reuters thing. Sorry, and then we can just talk about this subject at large. It says, despite court filings and public rhetoric, official says Biden administration is, quote, not ending family detention. Quote, we are not ending family detention, a senior immigration and customs enforcement official told NBC News. Quote, we are not closing the family detention centers. So we can move from now into the Reuters piece. And it says, this is from Saturday, March 6th. It says, U.S. detained nearly 100,000 migrants at Mexico border in February, sources say. U.S. border agents detained nearly 100,000 migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border in February, according to two people familiar with preliminary figures, the highest monthly total since a major border surge in mid-2019. The figures, which have not been previously reported, show the scope of a growing migrant influx at the southwest border as U.S. President Joe Biden, a Democrat, seeks to roll back some of the restrictive policies of former Donald Trump, a Republican. So there you see Reuters fucking, obvious bullshit bias trying to cover for Joe Biden. Yeah. And that's where I'll open up the conversation, because clearly he's not rolling back some of these policies of former President Donald Trump. He's actually continuing not only the policies of former President Donald Trump, but also the policies of Obama and himself as well.
Absolutely.
And,
yeah, like the idea that he was going to be any sort of different on immigration when the administration he co-led as vice president is what Trump built off of. Like this isn't anything new to him. He was complicit in the creation of some of these facilities back then in 2008.
His administration deported millions of people back under Obama.
Obama was a deport king.
Porter in chief got the name first.
Mm-hmm.
Did he say he was opening or closing the borders?
Obama?
No,
Biden.
No, Biden's claim was that he was going to build a better, well, here's the real thing is, obviously in the debates, we got no real policy because it was all vapid culture war bullshit.
Right.
But, if you gauge his hollow rhetoric, you would think he's saying, oh, I'm giving a clearer path to citizenship, and we're going to close these at least some of these ICE detention facilities and stop the separations at the border. But that's hollow because we know that he was part of the administration that created that. And these figures show, now a couple months into his presidency, he's record numbers. It's disgusting. Nothing's changing. If anything, it's amplifying. And that just shows that, of course, Biden is a weak figure and he was complicit in all this, but that the system at large is completely broken, and that even a presidential change isn't going to change these things at the surface level. or at the deeper level rather.
Absolutely. And yeah, and at no point in the Biden administration, we might see performative things like we saw with the the Department of Justice closing their or ending their contracts with their private ICE facilities or private prisons rather.
Right, which we showed the loopholes and the disingenuous of that.
Exactly. Like the big claim was ending private prisons, and in reality, it's like I think a total of like 14 or 12 locations. Didn't extend that to any ICE facilities or the entirety of federal private prison contracts. It was just a completely performative thing, and anything immigration wise, I imagine would be the exact same.
Yeah. I had one of the resources Ian always uses is the Gravel Institute videos, which we've used a couple times.
Yes.
And one of the best ones, and one I remember, was the border one, against the border wall, an argument against the border wall. And that was a really good one because it just laid down a bunch of facts about, how we've criminalized immigration and just made it work, more dangerous in all aspects. And I wrote down like a couple notes just in preparation for this. Just to keep in mind, we spend yearly $4.8 billion on border patrol, $8.4 billion on immigration and customs enforcement, and yeah, we've surely increased that now in the most recent budgets. Other things too, as we know, like the Bracero program was like we gave jobs to seasonal workers so that they could work here and have visas, and we got rid of that in 1965. And they had 500,000 resident visas through that program, and in the next year that went down to 20,000. So imagine, yeah, you had 500,000 people you're allowing to come in, and the next year you tell them, well, we're only taking in 20,000. Like, and of course that's, as we know, informed and enforced by racist policies of the U.S. government then and now. But yeah, that trickles down to now where immigration still is highly dangerous and unnecessarily dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, one more or two more actually that I found interesting. He says criminalizing immigration through that, it's both lowered the odds of apprehension because people are having to, really, go through difficult ways to get here, and of course it's increased the risk of injury and death.
Mm-hmm.
And then also in the last 15 years, something else interesting, more people have moved to Mexico from the U.S. than people have moved from Mexico to the U.S. in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Both due to age demographics and another big factor, the recession, of course. But yeah, I thought all those things were interesting. And
absolutely, and it further just continues to chip away at that weird narrative that was spun about everything most people understand about our border relation with Mexico.
right,
yeah,
like it's
that's how backwards.
weird. Yeah.
Just backwards for no reason.
Right. Well, yeah, like just propaganda machine of the U.S. right to convince everyone that immigrants are their enemy, and that rather than the U.S. government has made immigration extremely difficult so that they can prey on those people and use them as a scapegoat and use them for cheap labor, of course, too.
Yeah,
and exploit them.
That's the bigger part. It's just,
of course, yes,
is they're using this issue, which is a non-issue. It's like a red herring, non-existent issue. But they use this as a way to drive down wages for people who live here and drive down wages even more for people who want to come here to work.
Right, benefits and access to quality health.
Just anything.
Yeah, anything. Yeah, and it's just like the Bracero program, like it had its problems as well, but like it just shows they didn't even want to treat these people as people. They were gonna, just relegate them to this lifestyle, this unnecessarily.
Absolutely.
For profit, yeah. Do we want to do a break so we can do our last?
Yeah. Let's get into a break now. Thank you guys for watching. It's a nice and concise episode today. We got interesting articles.
Yeah, I think we jump around a little bit, so it's good.
So yeah, we'll be right back after this break, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah. Stay beautiful.
In my section, where you gotta stay strapped, never know you gon' get clapped. In my section, where we ducking from the police and the option to smoke weed left. In my section, where you really can't trust, you gotta watch who you fuck with. In my section, will I see another day, cause when I leave my family press. All those double O's, I'm really rapping the section. Every day that I survive, I like to count as a blessing. See a suckin', I'm squeezing, that ain't even a question. Shoot you if you hanging with them, we just sending a message. Like, if you fucking with them, you can duck with them too. And if my brother don't, then I don't fuck with the folks. No playing both sides, you better man at the shows. But if you get to be prepared to be on the nose. Another man found slang, could I piss on his grave? Give him close cases, could we shoot at the face? Watch out for these hoes, cause these bitches are snakes. She's setting up the lick, saying slide to a place. We in the house waiting, mashed up with them things. Run all up in them jeans and we taking his chains. My section hella grimy, so don't come to the south. Cause all my quipping, if you slipping, then we shooting it out. It's on the set. In my section, where you gotta stay strapped, never know you gon' get clapped. In my section, where we ducking from the police and the option to smoke weed left. In my section, where you really can't trust, you gotta watch who you fuck with. In my section, will I see another day, cause I do my family press.
Rock, then I'm loading the gun up. Caught some mob brands, thinking they can come test us. They missing every shot. Tell these niggas get that aim up. And fuck what you claiming, all that shit that you talking. Rob some local plugs and the shit ain't stopping. Smoke licks the top and say, yeah, I'm known for trying to drop shit. I hit my first thing, this shit turned me up. Abby in my section, and yeah, we keep a baby tucked. And my lady, she my balance, always show me love. I'm with my niggas on the block and we posted tough. He ran his mouth and now he dead, shouldn't mess with us. Air them out with a catcher and they catch a slugs. Clean the scene and then we out, ain't no folding up. Light a blunt, crack a bottle, check the score again. It's Southside, Terrace Ave, there they go again. It's free play till they crack them out the fucking pen.
In my section, where you gotta stay strapped, never know you gon' get clapped. In my section, where we ducking from the police and the option to smoke weed left. In my section, where you really can't trust, you gotta watch who you fuck with. In my section, will I see another day, cause when I leave my family press.
And I'm sending shots with my motherfucking Nina. 38 special cause it's better to clean up. Tapped in, I'm a Goonies, throw them C's up. Hit the plug once I'm waiting on his re-up. Smoked out, all you niggas on that chicken shit. Acting bold when you roll, that's counterfeit. Everybody wanna hate, but I'm used to this. Grimy motherfuckers in the city cause we feeling it. It's bold love to the day that I die. Snake see you eating, want a piece of that pie. He's a bitch ass nigga if you say comply. Catch your ass slipping if you calling a lie. On the set, I'ma say what I rap. 4 deuce, double low block, I'm keeping it left. Fuck your hood, motherfucker, if you ask for the press. And free my brother play it, cuz you know the rest.
In my section, where you gotta stay strapped, never know you gon' get clapped. In my section, where we ducking from the police and the option to smoke weed left. In my section, where you really can't trust, you gotta watch who you fuck with. In my section, will I see another day, cause I leave my family press.
Folk sag, ass gang, we talk tag. Yo side, pull left for target practice. Ace high, bet some, it's dice cracking. Suckers looking at me, they plotting, they mad at me. But I have talk, have walking, I stay at it. Fuck a handout, niggas ain't got it, it's bad. Only couple dollars and some dice, all that I have on me. Plus a little yeeky bitch if it kickin', it's 9 on me. Free play to play free. Swear I love you, buddy. For your work to the set, I air it out and shit the funny. Then I double back, murder alley, we in the back. 4 deuce, whole oops and 2 stacks. 5,000, 4,9 and 4,7. 4-6, 4-5, that be the section. 4-4, 4 trains and all the extras. If you can't hold weight, then the 4 don't accept you, bitch.
In my section, where you gotta stay strapped, never know you gon' get clapped. In my section, where we ducking from the police and the option to smoke weed left. In my section, where you really can't trust, you gotta watch who you fuck with. In my section, will I see another day? Cause when I leave my friendly place.
I know the key to a good G-Funk song now.
In my section. That's Samoan?
That's true. You just gotta say "fo" a bunch. And his verse was good, but he was like "fo fo fo fo" with a "fo fo." I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. 11, kiss me at 11:11. Getting married. I will never get married McCheese to. I don't know about that.
It's a piece of McDonald's on you for the rest of your existence.
You know that one like DMT tattoo, the one that's on the cover of the Spirit Molecule? That, but like Mayor McCheese. That'd be sick. Michael, we need a what did we call these again? Our preludes?
Story times?
Yeah, our story times. We need
Preludes?
I need some sauce. Give me like a something.
You got this, Michael?
I gotta think of a story.
Charging.
Orange.
Or it doesn't have to be a story, just
New York hip hop.
Oh yeah.
Rap
Wait,
about orange.
like
Wait,
I remember I
figure
remember
out-
we wanted chat to like say a word and then we riff off of like a story or something like off of that word. Remember?
Will they do that though?
Will they do that though?
Will they?
Does somebody in chat want to give us a word?
This reminds me of this
Maybe.
bit with my coworker where I'm like, hey, if you could say one word, any word, with no repercussions, what word would it be? I want to know. Just say it. Just
No
you just keep that's the key.
You hammer. You know exactly. You just make them say exactly what you want to
He's
say.
white as fuck too.
I mean,
So what is it? Huh? Come
what's
on, no
the
around.
word?
Just me. What's the word?
Just me, another white guy. What's the word?
Bird,
what's
bird,
that?
bird.
What's that special?
No one really
Candle.
types anything in the. That's incredible. Candle. Do you guys have any nice candles? I have a lot of nice candles.
Bird. Oh wait, Jose says bird.
I have an interesting candle. I'm not gonna say this is an after stream story.
No.
No. I can't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Did you get the wax on you?
this is an after stream story.
I've always wanted to get candle wax put on me. High key.
Yeah, no, kinda. I
What?
won't lie. Just once, maybe,
Michael, you're not down?
The other day I really wanted to go to get a massage.
with a happy ending.
That wasn't a part
Oh,
of
I
the
have a
plan.
gross story about that.
Oh, can I hear it?
Yeah. So like, God, I can't remember exactly. I think the guy that did our shower downstairs, or like fixed some part of the shower downstairs, is someone my dad knows that does like plumbing and stuff. And we have a family friend that lives down here, and there's like a massage place there, and it looks like 100% like one of those places. And the story that guy was telling them was like that he did the plumbing there.
Oh.
And it was like all the condoms and stuff in the plumbing, and it was all clogged up.
Hell yeah.
He's like, can you please not flush condoms down the toilet? And he said he's been there like more than once, or at least they've been out there more than once.
Hell yeah, bro.
You see, I
Yeah,
thought
Jose said, what's the Addy? I need that too.
I think a
I
lot of
thought
them
that was
are
all like a myth. I
Navy
didn't know
base.
they did
No,
that.
that's a real thing.
I think single guys be coming to the Navy base, and they be hoeing out Asians here. Honestly, like they be. That's
No, yeah,
horrible. Though. Like they're
you were
trafficking people and shit.
Yeah, you were talking about this.
Yeah. Also, Bill Clinton eat pizza, Q drop.
You not? I thought you had a drop for us. I was.
No. Damn, Michael, you're fucking boring.
Oh.
So the fucking
Who do you think's gonna win
my
tonight's match?
fuck,
OG
man.
or
OG or
Heroic?
Heroic?
You think OG's gonna choke?
Heroic.
I think
Yeah.
Heroic's gonna win as well.
I've watched a lot of OG games so far, and OG chokes so hard.
They're lucky they played garbage last night.
Yeah.
Renegades are ass.
Issa was hyping himself up. He's all like, "I am the best." It's like,
Oh,
bro,
his-
you just played Australians.
Yeah. You
Get
played.
out of here.
Yeah. Issa needs to get hit down a couple notches, so I'm hoping Heroic fucking shits on him.
I knew Big was gonna be complexity, like when I was watching.
Dude,
that
Big's
game.
been fucking good lately.
Yeah, well, even
They-
when they lose, like they're a good team.
They have like an endless playbook. Like they always have a different strat.
Damn,
They're never.
Germans.
I like you never see him play the same shit.
That's true. They've changed like roles too. Like Tapson used to be their best player. Now he's like kind of the leader slash. You know.
Yeah,
being the guy.
on Mirage specifically, Tapson just has insane play.
Oh yeah. He still turns up sometimes.
Or just like I mean
Searson,
like
that guy
like,
is.
oh dude, Searson's a monster.
Yeah, he's just. Xantares. He's always been a gamer.
Monitor in his face.
Yeah.
Bro, peak, bro.
Bro. I want to see his cam when he gets flashed.
Yeah, his eyes are just gone.
Did you see the Elige one?
No.
He gets flashed
Probably just
and,
turns into a ghost. He's
Yeah.
and then he like looks at his teammates' monitor to like try to figure out how to like kill the guy while his things flash and shit.
I think
Right.
I've seen that.
You
Yeah,
told
pretty-
me about that for
Pretty
sure.
woke.
Pretty woke.
I hope OG wins though. I don't like Denmark.
Oh
Just
no, no. I know why you don't want Heroics to win. There's a certain player on there. I get it.
The only black CS player right now in the top 50.
Yeah, no, I see
on that.
exactly why you don't want him to win.
He's good too. He's
No,
good.
Refresh is a monster.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a fun team. All right, should we?
Yeah, we should. I was gonna say we should get back before I say something.
Huh?
We should get back into the show.
Before you say something.
Yeah, you said something and I was gonna make a joke on it, but it's not entirely appropriate.
I mean, this is our getting banned episode, so just say it.
Well, Carlos, you can no, never mind.
No, Carlos.
What do you mean? I only
Every
use
time
clean
Carlos
language.
unmutes, I get afraid because he said I know he said it's the
I'll-
unbanned episode.
I'll really be scared when Carlos turns on his webcam.
Oh God.
I'll know it's the day.
He's about to do it.
No. Mm.
Nah,
So-
I wouldn't just do it for no reason. I mean, like with Dwyer, like he did some shit and then did it.
But Dwyer is such an idiot. He got exonerated.
Yeah,
after.
but they didn't have like enough evidence
Come
on him.
on, dude. That's why, dude. You never know how shit's gonna turn out. You gotta just ride that shit out, homie. Like,
Jose, your take is partially right. No.
what? He's talking about CS:GO or what? UK
Not-
rap is trash.
90%. Not 90%. Dude, what are you talking about? Just Skepta?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't listen to like
I
probably a
don't
lot
know.
of the best UK rap, but yeah, they have some
That is
decent
not
stuff.
hot.
That's not. I disagree completely. Like,
It's okay if they're lacking there too, because they got so
UK
much
drill
pop,
scene
it's
is-
reggae
the
and
drill scene is
hardcore.
popping right now.
That's true. They do have a lot of drill. That is true.
And even they sell like Slow Tie.
That's true.
Sure.
He's like blending genres and shit.
Yeah, dude, Slow Tie's doing literally all of it.
Yeah, I do like the
Yeah.
bands that come out of the UK though.
Of course, you kidding me?
I guess you
Fucking-
can't say
I
anything
love the
trash
band.
in the UK because they're like,
Except for their punk music.
well, since the '60s, what the fuck? Lies. What really? No, none. Well, other than Morrissey, yeah. Shit.
Punk music? Would you call Morrissey like
I guess they're not punk, but they're definitely like, oh, they're more emo, I guess.
they're like indie, like super like indie rock.
Yeah,
Like
but
super early like jangle pop.
Before it even was a thing.
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
but I kind of like Michael's saying, it kind of predates indie though.
I guess like old because I get like Strawberry Switchblade. It was
'Cause
like
to
this
me,
really,
like,
it's like this
English
really
punk
old goat.
What's Strawberry
Like,
Switchblade?
It's this really old like go-go pop band. It's like two girls, but it was like titled like punk music because it predates like what you would call it like go-go pop era. It was like you didn't call it that back then. It was because it was like counterculture almost. So it's just that
Right.
punk label on it. They have
The Clash is the greatest punk rock band, and they're from the UK.
Can't name one Clash song.
Sharif don't like it, rock the cash bar.
Oh, that fucking song.
Or
The
I don't
Clash.
know why I'm spacing, but there's a shit ton more.
Oh, should I stay or should I go?
Oh yeah, should I stay or should I go now? Oh, London Calling, and then they have a shit ton.
I Fought the Law.
I Fought the Law.
Oh, okay.
They're like the one super
Okay.
lefty, band that actually stuck to their lefty ideals.
I guess I just never considered this punk. Like I guess like I never heard the punk label apply to the Clash. So yeah, they're a big band. I'll concede.
But fuck England because they're all ugly. They lose their.
No, most of
They
them.
have Basement too. Have quickly become a very big fan of Basement.
They've had Hers.
I do appreciate
Rest in peace.
Oh yeah, rest in peace, Hers.
Yeah.
And Norway's part of that equation too.
Yep. The bass, yeah. Auden was such a good bass player.
All right. So the Intercept.
So we're gonna talk about social democrats.
Yeah, I'll kind of just read the headliner here.
Democracy.
Because it's ridiculous. Carl said, I thought this was funny. He's like, the Intercept, the Democratic fucking propaganda machine. Which, yeah, history, and maybe this is kind of interesting with this story too. Said entire staff of Nevada Democratic Party quits after Democratic Socialist Slate won every seat. Not long after Judith Whitmer won her election on Saturday to become chair of the Nevada Democratic Party, she got an email from the party's executive director, Alana Mounts. The message from Mounts began with a note of congratulations before getting to her main point. She was quitting, so was every other employee, and so were all the consultants, and the staff would be taking severance checks with them. Thank you very much. On March 6, a coalition of progressive candidates backed by the local chapter of the Democratic Socialists of America took over the leadership of the Nevada Democratic Party, sweeping all 5 party leadership positions in a contested election that evening. Whitmer, who had been chair of the Clark County Democratic Party, was elected chair. The establishment had prepared for the loss, having recently moved $450,000 out of the party's coffers and into the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee's account. The DSCC will put the money toward the 2022 re-election bid of Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, a vulnerable first-term Democrat. So a very Democratic Party story. Like, not only do they lose at the one thing they claim is all important, electoral politics, by the Socialists, but now they pull their resources from that to go invest in a failing candidate that is most likely failing because they're not providing actual things to the people of their community. So the Democratic Party is just not only eating itself alive, but when people try to transform it from the inside, as we, of course, learned from the Bernie Sanders campaign, they do everything to, snuff them out. And even if they do win in this case, they straight up just, take the funding and the money and the stuff that makes the Democratic Party what it is and have the power that it does right out of it. So it kind of shows that, in large part, electoral politics is not the answer.
Absolutely.
No, at least not in the way of just
It's not
taking over the Democratic Party.
It's not the end all.
Yeah.
And especially trying to work within the two-party.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, and this was like, that Nevada's so crazy because it was, somewhere that was important in the death of Bernie Sanders, of course, as well. And now this. So this isn't a story we have for the show, but something I also saw. I don't know if you guys saw this one. I think it was HuffPost, like Canada or something, and they might be owned under BuzzFeed. They unionized like that. That newspaper, that publication unionized, and right after they unionized, they were all fired. So very interesting.
What the fuck?
They were just making moves to build more power for them as workers, and BuzzFeed, a corporation, I believe it's BuzzFeed or HuffPost, and they try to act all inclusive and all that, but when it comes to actual rights for their workers, they axe them as soon as they try to get any.
I remembered a good term to describe them. You say social progressivism, not economic progressivism.
Right, which we know without economic progressivism, it's it doesn't provide social progressivism. You need both.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, exactly. If your workers don't have the money to continue to climb, upward socioeconomic mobility, like they don't have the socioeconomic mobility, they're just gonna, their material conditions continue to decline.
Yes. So yeah, that's kind of all I had for that piece. We still solidarity with the people that are trying to make the moves, because those things are important, at least to attempt. But hopefully that this radicalizes them further. Of course, more people build within their own community to create unions and strikes, etc. So yeah, do one of you guys want to read? I thought this last one was really interesting, and I actually like that Ian put it at the end because
I was
perfect for that.
You beat me to the. I was gonna link it, but you beat me to it.
Yeah, I saw. Did you see it like in a thread of a bunch of? Yeah, it was like a thread of a bunch of cases in schools, and that's interesting because we're opening in California and other states. Some states are virtually completely open, but one of the first things that have been opening is schools. And as we know, the vaccine rollout has not only been, inefficient, ineffective, but the people that for sure are not getting it, the bottom of the list right now are school children, school kids.
Yeah.
So it seems pretty reckless to just start sending kids back to school around the country. Maybe we can link that thread to the chat or something, or find that thread as well, because I didn't find that. I didn't bring that, but
No, yeah.
I just thought this one was interesting because it was a specific story that was important.
But yeah, we can go ahead and get into the top of it.
Yeah.
From the WSWS World Socialist website. K-12 schools, or K-12 schools, now number one source of COVID-19 outbreaks in Michigan. K-12 schools are now the largest source of new COVID-19 outbreaks in Michigan. In the first week of March, the state recorded 47 separate outbreaks at K-12 schools, in which a combined 221 students and teachers and staff tested positive for the virus. The same week, 24 more outbreaks took place at daycare centers and youth programs, a category that includes school sports. Together, the 71 school and youth-related outbreaks accounted for more than 40% of all new outbreaks in Michigan during the week, in which about 7,000 new COVID-19 cases were reported and more than 100 people died from the disease. Schools easily beat out the next largest categories, which were manufacturing and construction, with 27 outbreaks, and long-term care facilities, nursing homes, 14. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, which reported these figures on March 8th, defines an outbreak as, quote, 2 or more COVID cases with a link by place and time indicating a shared exposure outside of a household, end quote. Then we have a graph here showing the outbreaks in Michigan by category. So you have, just super, like, taking over with K through 12, 47 for those listening on audio. Manufacturing construction 27, childcare youth programs 24, LTC and nursing homes 14, offices 12, retail 10, healthcare 6, and more and more. COVID is not only continuing to spread through schools, workplaces, and communities, but new and more dangerous variants of the virus are becoming dominant. On Sunday, Dr. Michael Osterholm warned on Meet the Press that the B117 variant, first discovered in the UK, is especially infectious in school settings, adding that large clusters of infections have been connected to with the resumption of high school sports. Michigan has detected 422 cases of the B117 already, the second highest figure for any state. At least 89 Michigan children who have tested positive for COVID-19 have also developed multi-system inflammatory syndrome in children, MISC, a horrific condition in which the child's heart, kidneys, brain, and other organs swell and malfunction. 10-year-old Deshaun Jameson of Shelby, Michigan, tragically lost all 4 limbs before beating MISC last month. 14-year-old Hans T. Hodges from Grand Rapids did not survive. Despite these enormous dangers, and the large majority of students across the state are now receiving in-person instruction, including 100% of students in northern Michigan and the Upper Peninsula. Other parts of the state have a hybrid model, which unsafely combines in-person and virtual learning as they step towards full reopening. And here we have another graph of just the state of Michigan and where things are all virtual, mixed, and then all in person. Really quickly, I guess something that's important to bring up, something I just read is, the situation with students developing, after COVID illnesses because they're so, their immune systems are so fucked. Kids are dying because of this. Kids are losing limbs because of this. Children, and this is absolutely 100%. Our government is responsible for this because they so carelessly reopened schools because they wanted to catch us up to the rest of the world. We're gonna fall behind the rest of the world if we don't reopen schools. Because of this, the lack of economic help that our government's given us, the lack of just anything is, a direct, this is directly, a responsibility of the U.S. government, and it should be 100%, held accountable for this. I fucking hate that word.
The government needs to be canceled for this.
Accountable.
The word's so fucking just stupid now. It's such a
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, because I think too often we use it interchangeably with we need to. We're saying this because we want to amplify this. Obviously, we're not gonna hold the fucking U.S. government accountable.
I'm not gonna tweet at Joe Biden that you're canceled.
Yeah. But the more people know this, I think the more the reality hopefully sets in.
Absolutely. And then I'll continue on for a little bit. As the bodies continue to pile up, Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer is leading the charge to fully reopen schools, claiming in a February 24th press conference that without schools, the economy is hamstrung because working families are spread too thin. This is a reference to parents who have left the workforce so their children can remain safely at home in virtual classrooms. Later that day, Ann Arbor Public Schools reversed its decision to remain virtual for the remainder of the school year, instead demanding its teachers return starting March 25th. A critical battle is currently raging over Michigan's largest school district located in the center of American auto industry. The Detroit Public Schools Community District has over 5,000 teachers and 50,000 students. Large outbreaks have taken place at auto plants across the city, and teachers have refused to return to the daily school buildings. In August, members of the Detroit Federation of Teachers Union voted by over 90% to authorize a safety strike in opposition to demand that they return it in person by September 8th. But the corporatist DFC refused to call a strike and instead signed a letter of agreement with Hayden's superintendent Nikolai Vidi, which offers students a $750 bonus to return in person while allowing them to choose to remain virtual on an individual teacher-by-teacher basis. Since then, teachers have been surveyed each quarter to ask if they wish to return. The vast majority repeatedly responded in the negative. VD has now taken up an extraordinary campaign of lies and intimidation to try and force teachers back into schools. For the last week, the message has been sent out repeatedly in the local press as well as in robocalls to parents that all schools and grade levels will return to in-person learning on March 8th. That date is now passed, and such a full-scale reopening failed to take place, facing insurmountable opposition from educators, administrators across the district while we're unable to open their schools. At the Detroit School of Arts High School, only 2 of 40 teachers agreed to return. The principal was forced to call parents to a meeting to explain that they should ignore the reports about the March 8th return because it was not happening at their school. And then it's just more and more stories about this. And I guess like another point in something we just read is, yeah, of course, the answer to the workforce is, extending democracy and unionizing the workforce. Really bringing back, really extending democracy to the workplace. I would just said, but obviously, under a capitalist system, there's things like this that happen where you have union leaders and those in the positions of power in unions. Can be just as corrupt and take corporate money as anybody else, like a politician. So it's important that just unions isn't the answer. It's more than that. It's moving
Right.
away from the entire system. From this,
Right. It's not about a union as some other, same domination hierarchy, right? It's about
Exactly.
breaking that
it's
structure.
destroying the hierarchy in its entirety, not just changing who's at the top and bottom of it.
Right, exactly.
And at the end of the day, it's always going to be some worker somewhere that is at the bottom of that hierarchy.
Yeah.
Even if we fix the problem here in the United States, we're going to be exploiting workers in the global South.
Right. What happens to them affects us here, and vice versa. How disgusting of them to, dangle $750 in front of those teachers that don't even want to go back anyway, but forcing them to go back and then be like, "Oh, here's $700 if you."
And yeah, like what is $700? That's like,
Yeah.
What is that? That's nothing.
Yeah. On top of just all the other insults of forcing teachers that probably don't want to go back.
It's a couple days of work.
It's just, we knew that they were willing to do this kind of gross stuff because we covered also some of the first schools to come back were Chicago schools, and part of that, we didn't start our show, but early on in the pandemic and before the pandemic too, a large part of the animus for Bernie Sanders campaign. There's a lot of teacher strikes recently, and they've been willing to crack down on that all the time. The government has, and I think this is just an extension of that policy that's been happening throughout our country the last 20, 30 years. Say. But yeah, that was an important story though, because to amplify like the early part of the story of just it affecting young people, like they're vulnerable too, and there's no reason to push this, and just like pushing all this other shit, it's unnecessary, and it just shows how our government doesn't give a shit. It's all about profit. They're willing to push people to the margins and just reopen everything to keep a veneer.
Absolutely. Continue the illusion that everything's okay.
Right. So what do we think? Do we want to wrap it up here?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah.
That was a concise episode.
Fuck yeah, it was. I thought we had some good articles.
I think so. I really like that last piece.
Yeah.
And everything will be in the YouTube tomorrow. That you can check out if Michael types in socials really quick. Yeah, get off your phone.
No,
He's
no,
just trying to
it's-
get you back for yesterday when you're like, oh, I saw you hit the
I
record
saw you
button.
hit the record button. Why'd you record that? Why'd you record your ace?
You record your clip.
You fucking piece of shit.
Why does that come into the question?
Yeah, if you click on that link that the Nightbot just put in chat, there's a link to the Spoop Discord.
I
You can
saw
get in
my.
there.
Did,
If
you,
you're ever curious about links, we can shoot them to you.
did your merch ship?
I haven't checked. I have not checked.
Oh, okay. Check your. Yeah. Maybe we'll be quiet about that one. That's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot.
There we go.
Michael needs some merch too, because he's a viewable person in this thing.
Merch.
Merch, local merch.
I still have your guys' Omega
Ugh.
shirts
Oh yeah.
When did we
that's
start
true.
talking about this?
from his newer project.
And Caesar too. He had those new shirts.
I didn't.
Should've made
Fuck
us
it,
one.
I missed one.
Bitch.
They sold out.
Yeah, but I mean, we should have had some custom made for us. Whatever.
Just go on Redbubble.
Whatever.
Anyways, that's it's the wrap up. That's that.
That's that. Splat.
Oh fuck! Hold on.
Mm. What does your jacket say? Garcetti? No. I'm kidding.
Eric Garcetti, narcotic.
Oh.
Maybe
Gnarly.
we should
It's a
one of these
brand.
days wear all of our CS jerseys on stream or
Oh,
something.
dude, I thought about it today.
We're putting them on for the game, right?
Yeah.
What?
Well, Michael, you have more jerseys. I only have one. I need to buy another one.
I had
I don't need
two.
to, but
I had two. I don't know what happened to my Navi jersey. I had a Navi jersey.
I need a Navi one because I love.
Did I let Michael? Did I let you borrow my Navi jersey?
No.
Maybe I let Jose. Jose, if you're in chat, did I let you borrow my Navi jersey? Or it might be it could be in my closet, to be completely honest. I hope I didn't fucking lose that thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is the end of the
Let's
show.
zip out of here. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back. Follow us on all of our social media. Everything's at Spoop Podcast. So is our YouTube. Go fuck with us. Check us out here every Wednesday, Sunday, 10:30 p.m. Around 10. We're a little late sometimes.
Did Michael just get exposed for watching e-girls on the stream?
That is not an ego.
But yeah, thank you so much. And it's very important to say, work as the world unite. And we will be back. Later, guys.
Later.
Damn. Alright. I was supposed to. Alright, okay. Yo, so check it, dog. Rubbing on my eyeball. You know my eyes saw everything you not, Lord. But check it, coming from the top. Cream of the crop, and I'm never gonna stop. But yo, check it, dog. Rolling in my whip. Getting all the chips, and I'm getting benefits. And you see this, dog. You see me shining, and you see me run, you see me grinding, and I stay on top, I stay on fleek. Motherfuckers on the street wanna copy me, but that's alright. I do it every night, doing something different motherfuckers supposed to like, but I don't even know, dog, this shit crazy. Feeling mad lazy, like Corona babies. Dog, they ain't no shit. Staying in the house and they ain't focused, but it's lit. Like who this though? Hit you with my fist, bro. Talking about has, bro. You in the past, bro. Looking like you ain't got no cash flow. That's whack, though. Yeah. Need to hit the commercial break, bro.